Hello and welcome to the GameForce.blog. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you never miss one of our videos. Doing this will also help grow our audience on this platform. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and enjoy the video. The monk is a melee class that excels in mobility, survivability, and crowd control. They rely on their martial arts skills and agility to defeat their enemies. The monk is a highly mobile class that relies on its speed and evasiveness to avoid enemy attacks. They can teleport short distances, dodge attacks, and even walk on water. They also have strong crowd control abilities, such as stunning enemies and pulling them towards the monk. As your primary skill, you have Fists of Thunder and Deadly Reach. Fists of Thunder, unlocked at level 1. When activated, the monk dashes forward and strikes the first enemy in their path, dealing lightning damage. The skill can be used up to 3 times in quick succession, with each strike increasing in damage and range. If the third strike hits an enemy, the monk will then perform an uppercut that launches the enemy into the air and deals additional damage. Fist of Thunder is a versatile skill for the monk in Diablo Immortal, allowing them to quickly close the gap and engage enemies. Its uppercut can also be used for crowd control, knocking enemies into the air and disrupting their attacks. Deadly Reach, unlocked at level 34. When activated, the monk's melee attacks gain additional range and deal increased damage. The skill also has a chance to generate elemental fist stacks, which increase the damage of the monk's other skills. Deadly Reach is a powerful skill for monk players looking to deal damage in melee combat. It can take out tough enemies quickly and generate elemental fist stacks to boost the damage of other skills. The Piercing Trident rune is great for hitting multiple enemies at once, but it's important to watch the monk's positioning, as the skill has a short range and can leave them vulnerable if they get too close. Coming to secondary skills, we have Flying Kick, unlocked at level 1. When activated, the monk leaps towards the targeted enemy, dealing damage to any enemies in their path, and creating a shockwave on the impact that damages and knocks back nearby enemies. This skill has a shorter range than other primary skills, but it can be used to quickly close gaps between the monk and their target, or to escape from danger. Flying Kick is a valuable skill for monks seeking mobility and dealing damage to multiple enemies. Seven-Sided Strike, unlocked at level 1. When activated, the monk rapidly strikes nearby enemies up to 7 times, dealing significant damage with each strike. The strikes are quick and precise, making it difficult for enemies to counterattack or evade the monk's attacks. During the duration of the skill, the monk is invulnerable to enemy attacks, making it an excellent defensive option, in addition to its offensive capabilities. Seven-Sided Strike is a powerful skill for monks to take down heavily armored or tough enemies, and clear out groups of enemies. Cyclone Strike, unlocked at level 3. When activated, the monk pulls nearby enemies towards them, dealing damage and creating a vortex that sucks in additional enemies. This makes it an excellent skill for crowd control, and for grouping enemies, allowing the monk to quickly deal damage to multiple enemies at once. Cyclone Strike is an excellent skill for monks focusing on crowd control and controlling the battlefield. It can group enemies so that other party members can damage them together. Wave Strike, unlocked at level 8. When activated, unleash a wave of energy, carrying enemies hit within it, and exploding for damage to all nearby enemies at maximum range. Charging longer increases range and damage. When fully charged, the wave will also knock enemies away. Mystic Strike, unlocked at level 15. When activated, dash forward 4.5 yards and leave a spirit behind that will return, pulling all enemies in its path to you, and dealing X damage. Maximum 3 charges. Exploding Palm, unlocked at level 20. When activated, the monk marks an enemy with the Exploding Palm debuff, which causes the enemy to explode when they die, dealing significant damage to nearby enemies. The skill has a relatively short cooldown period, allowing the monk to mark multiple enemies with the debuff in quick succession. Exploding Palm is a valuable skill for monks to quickly take out large groups of enemies, especially when used with other area of effect abilities. The Impending Doom rune can create chain reactions taking out multiple enemies, However, the monk should be cautious of their positioning, as the explosion can damage them if too close to the enemy when it dies. Shield of Zen, unlocked at level 28. When activated, protect yourself or an ally with a shield that absorbs damage for 5 seconds. This shield also prevents all effects which cause loss of control of a character. Protecting an ally will cause you to charge to their location and grant you both this shield. Inner Sanctuary, unlocked at level 38. When activated, the monk creates a circular area on the ground that provides a sanctuary for the monk and their allies. The sanctuary has several effects, including reducing the damage taken by allies within it, granting increased resistance, and preventing enemies from entering or leaving the area. Inner Sanctuary is a supportive skill for monks that protects allies from enemy attacks. It creates a haven for allies to retreat to or hold off enemies while the party regroups. The Sanctified Ground rune creates a lasting impact, providing allies with a safe zone even after the monk has moved on. The Wave of Light, unlocked at level 41. When activated, the monk channels a powerful burst of light that shoots forward, damaging and knocking back enemies in its path. The skill has a longer range than many of the monk's other abilities, making it a great option for taking out enemies from a safe distance. Additionally, Wave of Light has a chance to generate elemental fist stacks, which increase the damage of the monk's other skills. Wave of Light is a great skill for dealing with large groups of enemies, or for taking out tough enemies from a distance. However, it has a relatively long cooldown period, so it's important to use it strategically and save it for when it will be most effective. Imprisoned Fist, unlocked at level 44. When activated, the monk dashes forward and strikes the first enemy in their path, dealing damage and stunning the enemy for a short period. The skill has a relatively short cooldown period, allowing the monk to use it frequently in combat. Imprisoned Fist is a great skill for monks who want to quickly close the distance to enemies and stun them to set up additional attacks or crowd control effects. It can be used to interrupt enemy attacks, or to quickly close in on ranged enemies who are trying to keep their distance. Flying Dragon, unlocked at level 47. When activated, soar into the sky, pulling along all nearby enemies and dealing damage to all nearby enemies at your destination. Mystic Ally, unlocked at level 50. When activated, the monk summons an ally that fights alongside them in combat. The Mystic Ally has different forms, each with its unique abilities and benefits. Mystic Ally is a versatile skill that can be used in a variety of ways, depending on the ally form chosen by the monk. It can be used to augment the monk's combat abilities, provide additional support to the party, or draw enemy attention away from the monk, so that they can focus on dealing damage from a safe distance. These were all the skills of the monk class. Let's talk about best attributes for monk. 1. Strength. 2. Vitality. 3. Fortitude. 4. Willpower. 5. Intelligence. As with any melee class in Diablo Immortal, strength is the most important attribute for the monk. This will boost damage for all of your skills, so it's an important focus if you want to climb the PvP leaderboards. Vitality and Fortitude come in next, and are also crucial attributes to focus on, as they will increase your survivability by boosting the life and armor stats. Willpower and Intelligence are the least important attributes for a monk build in Diablo Immortal, as they have a negligible effect on your power in combat. Coming to the best build for the monk class. There are countless different ways you can choose to maximize the potential of the class, but if you're playing solo, the best monk build in Diablo Immortal is the Exploding Palm monk build. 1. Fists of Thunder. 2. Seven-Sided Strike. 3. Mystic Strike. 4. Cyclone Strike. 5. Exploding Palm. The monk class focuses on melee combat attacks like the Barbarian and Crusader, utilizing a combination of attacks to group enemies and deliver powerful area of effect attacks. This build is all about enhancing your speed and pulling enemies together and dealing big damage to groups. The build relies on moving about the map quickly and grouping enemies. You'll use Fists of Thunder to do short-range teleports to get around quickly, together with Seven-Sided Strike to dash. Mystic Strike and Cyclone Strike will pull together enemies and damage them too. whilst Exploding Palm will finish off any stragglers who are left standing. Now, let's talk about some gears for the monk class, which are very great to boost the overall character's stats. Head, Crippling Insight. Shoulders, The First Wind. Chest, Breath of Incense. Legs, Inner Rhythm. Main weapon, Dragon's Indignation. Offhand, Scolding Storm. When it comes to rings, amulets, and other gear, seek out the Isidore Imbued set. This will buff your Exploding Palm attack and other vital skills for this build. The monk is a very mobile class, capable of dodging and weaving around enemies to avoid attacks, while dealing damage with lightning-fast strikes. You'll want to keep moving and constantly repositioning to stay out of harm's way while taking down foes. The monk class in Diablo Immortal offers a dynamic and engaging playstyle that requires quick reflexes, precise timing, and a good understanding of enemy weaknesses. We hope you enjoyed it and have found some guidance as well. We want to thank the following sources that helped make this video possible. Please follow their links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.